So let's suppose you play guitar and you want to play a chord that you haven't played before, but you know you want to play a chord, maybe like E major, for example. You want to play E major. And we know that through our other theory knowledge that E major consists of certain notes, and we know that because it's a major triad and because it has 3 notes and they start on E, we simply count up 4 half steps. So we take our E, go up 4 half steps, and you can even use your guitar fretboard here and go E, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got G sharp. And we go up 3 more because it's major. We have 4, 4, and then 3 between our notes. So we go up 3 from G sharp, 1, 2, 3, and that lands us on B. So we got B. Okay, and so one of the easiest ways to play guitar chords is you simply find these notes along each string. So we have our 6 strings here, and you want to find all 6 notes. Okay, so we look at this and we look for these notes. Now, I like to pretend it's like a club. You're inviting your best friends into your club, and only these 3 people are allowed. These are the VIPs, okay? So you start down the line and you go this way, and you do this for each one. Going this way. And we take them one by one, because you can play all 6 strings to make a chord. And we look at the first one. Is this okay? Is he okay to go into our club? Yes, he's an E, so this one's okay. So you can go ahead and play this one open string. Is A okay? And you say, well, no, he's not a VIP, so you can't do that. So you got to bring the next guy in. A sharp isn't either, but B is. B is right there, so B is okay. So far we got E and B. We're looking for a G sharp, but we can also have many E's. We could technically have this chord if you play 3 E's, maybe 4 B's, and 2 G sharps. This is still E major, right? This is still G major. It doesn't matter where your notes are as long as you have these 3 notes. It's still E major. In fact, you can make different kinds of E majors, but there's a really basic one for guitar if you've been learning. So we keep going down, and you know that D doesn't work and D sharp doesn't work because they're not in our VIP list. And so we have E, B, E, and then G doesn't work, but G sharp does. B works, and E works. Okay, so this is what our chord looks like. In fact, if you ever look at chord diagrams, you might see something that looks like this, where this says E major, and you have 2, 3. These are your finger numbers. So this is your index finger, this is your middle finger, and this is your ring finger. Where you play them. And if you look at this is the same thing going this way. There's our low E, there's A, there's D, there's our strings G string, B string, and E string. Those are right here, the same as this. And if you look here, we have this note, and this note, and this note, and these are all right here. No problem. Okay? So it's the exact same thing. But this is how you figure out. Most people will learn these, and they'll just say, they'll look at this and learn, oh, this is E. This is E here, so this is E major, and this is E major. This is how you play this, but they don't know why. This is why. It's all about finding these notes in the fretboard, and therefore you can make your own chord. Okay, very cool, right? Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let's go ahead and okay, so that's that. There we go, we can get rid of this, and we'll erase here. Let's make another chord. Okay. So hopefully your mind's blown a little bit as we continue. We have A major is a really common one as well. A major is a very basic one, but then we'll see one that's a little crazier. Okay, so A major has A. We go up 4 half steps. We can use the A string here, or we can start here. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and start with A. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4 gets us C sharp. Because we're making major, we have to go 4, and then 3. 1, 2, 3 gets us E. Okay, so A, C sharp, and E. The E is okay, but we'll talk about that one in a second. And when we have A, E is the next one. These are not good, so we have to use that one. We're not using this one, we're not using this one, but we're using that one. Not this, but this. And then finally we have our E there. Now, you might see a diagram that looks something like this if I draw it top down. 6, 1, 2, 3, and you'll see these as open, so maybe it will show like an X here, and then a circle, and then you play. Oops, that's not the right one. On 2, we're skipping this first fret, right? There's our first fret, okay, and then you have this, and this would be maybe A major, okay? You might see something like this. Now, the reason they put an X here is because it's really weird to start with your 5th. Remember, this is your root, this is your 3rd, this is your 5th, because B is 2, and D is 4, right, in your scale. Okay, so it's really weird, again, to see that your fifth is the lowest note. It's better to play your root as your bottom note. Okay, so root position is good, especially on guitar. So maybe you won't play this string, but that note fits in the chord. It just sounds kind of muddy because now it sounds kind of top heavy, if you will, kind of like a big baby. Maybe this is your big baby. Right, okay, and then he's like a little tiny body, okay, kind of sounds like that, and you don't want big-headed babies in your music. Okay. So let's go with a little bit crazier chord. We got A major and E major down. Let's go with, F minor, okay. How would you play F minor? Okay, well, we know F minor, because it's minor, is 3, 4. So we take our F, we go 1, 2, 3, and we get this note, which is G sharp, but we really should call it A flat because we have to skip a letter. We've talked about that before. And then finally you skip 4 more, so 1, 2, 3, 4 gets a C. Okay, so we got F, A flat, and C. F, A flat, and C. Okay, for minor, and again, minor is lowercase, and I like to use lowercase letters for minor. Okay, so we look at this note doesn't work anymore, but F does. A doesn't work, so we continue. A sharp doesn't work, we need A flat, right? B doesn't work, C is okay, so C is okay. D doesn't work, D sharp doesn't work, E doesn't work, but F does. We're looking for these notes again, right? G doesn't work, I'm sorry, G sharp actually does. G sharp is that A flat, right? So it's called G sharp here, but we can rename it as A flat. Remember, these are enharmonic notes. We can use these two as the same thing, so this is okay. This note works. Okay, B doesn't work, but C does, and E doesn't work, but F does. So maybe if you were playing guitar, let's see if I can draw this a little bit neater. If I get a fat pen and move it down, maybe you can have one. That's kind of messy still. Let's try this. Maybe you can have one whole finger here, playing all of these, and then another finger here and another finger here, and that would be your chord. This is called a bar chord when you play all of this like that, but that's how you could do this comfortably. Bar. Oops. Where's my pen? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I'm in. There we go. Nope. Weird. I'm in eraser mode. There we go. Okay, bar chord. Okay, and brush size goes back down. Okay, there we go. Bar chord. B-A-R-R-E. Bar chord. Okay, so that's how you would play this. This is called a bar chord, when you put a finger all the way across and you hold all these down. So this might be a little difficult to play, but this is how you would play F minor on a guitar. Now, maybe you don't like putting your finger across all this, so maybe you would ignore this note. You wouldn't have F on the bottom. In fact, you don't need this one, and you still have 4 notes here. You still have these 4 notes, and that would be F. You got your A flat, and you got your C, and another F. So that's enough notes to represent all of this. You would technically have an easier F minor to play, and that's how you make every single chord that you can imagine on a guitar.